This is the story of Diablo 4, Act 5, Part 1, The Secret of the Soul Stone. Arriving in the swampy capital city of Zabenzet, in the western province of Hawazar, we find the town, an outpost of soldiers of the Zakarum faith. Near the center of town, we locate our motley crew of adventurers banded together in efforts of tracking down Lilith's right hand, the seemingly immortal Elias.
You were a student of Elias's, Thaisa?
I was hunting Elias. Pretending to study with him was useful to me.
We then query Thaisa, how are we going to stop Elias?
We must break his hold on immortality. He cannot continue to escape his judgment.
Yes, and without Elias we may have more success against Lilith. Where do we start?
Seek out Timoe in the marshes. She traded with the power in the swamp and received long life. She may have the answer to killing Elias for good.
Neyrel and I will start looking for her.
What about Donan?
He has his hands full with the Soul Stone. A heavy burden to bear alone. Might be wise to offer him assistance.
Turning to Thaisa, we ask, who is Timoe?
An old acquaintance who has lived in this place for countless years. She taught me much about the swamp and its power, though that was a long time ago. She might try to turn you away. Do not let her.
And what do you know of Zabenzet?
It is a town at the edge of Hawazar, forever between Sanctuary's power and the swamps.
But Hawazar is a part of Sanctuary, yes?
Ah, is it?
Confused, we dutifully seek out Donan to join the party, finding him by a Zakarum priest up some stairs, asking, will you journey with Lorith and Neyrel into the swamp? They're on the trail of Elias.
I think not. I have to take care of the Soul Stone. Lorith will be fine alone. Northeast of here is a Zakarum keep. We know hatred has a strong presence there. Perhaps we can use it to prepare the Soul Stone to trap Lilith. I could use your assistance, if you're able.
With our path divided, we regard the stout man and notice, I see you're wearing your Herodric amulet now.
It doesn't have sharp edges like that cathedral pendant. That's a benefit. Makes me think I shouldn't have taken it off in the first place.
Tell me, what happened between you and Lorith?
If you asked him, he'd say I abandoned the Horadrim's ways. But all I wanted was to broaden our horizons, forge new allies with the cathedral, start a family of my own. The thing about Lorith, it's hard for him to get close to people, and even harder to let them go.
Coincidentally, if we had probed Lorith earlier about his relationship with Donan, we can ask, were you and Donan friends?
Friends? Did he tell you that? If he thinks so, you should ask him what happened. I don't care anymore.
It seems you still care.
I'm starting to think taking you on this journey was a mistake.
Choosing to first aid Donan with preparing his soul stone by attuning it to the power of hatred. We meet him deep in the swamps to the east, where we find he has made camp out front of the ruins of Rakat Keep, and he greets.
Do you feel that? Mephisto's touch is heavy here. All that hatred. It's just what we need to attune the Soul Stone, to make it ready for Lilith. I'm too old to climb, but you can get in and open the portcullis.
Before we climb the hazardous crumbling walls, we inquire, where are we?
The fitful resting place of a Zakarum leader pursued by Mephisto. A group of holy paladins built the keep and entombed the body within. Looks abandoned now, though.
Looks abandoned being the key word. By the way, Thaisa said something strange, that Hawazar isn't part of Sanctuary.
Did she? She could be right. Even the air feels laden with an otherworldly sort of magic.
With that obscure assertion, We deem Donan's assessment wholly accurate. The air has a strange quality to it, though we don't get to explore this thought much further, as the interred dead paladin skeletons rise up to meet us. As promised, we locate the gate of the keep shut tightly to the inner court. Skirting the outer rim, we find a toppled statue to one paladin of note, Marshal Carthus, who is the canonical paladin of Diablo 2, and I have explored his quest extensively in a standalone video, which will be in the end cards of this lore play. Post-scaling the treacherous walls of the keep, filled with undead paladin defenders, we find, as promised, a gate winch that we raise. Once opened, Donan meets us and exclaims,
"You're finally back. Hurry, everything here makes my skin crawl."
Following Donan to the entry, we see extravagant tapestries depicting Sankakur becoming Mephisto's host, and the Lord of Hatred's subsequent defeat at the hands of the Paladin. However, we do not dally, as we hear a bone-chilling howl in the distance.
Do you hear that? How strange. Are there wolves in Hawazar?
Donan then trudges inside the foul undercrypts, and we hesitantly follow behind. Inside, we're met with mountains of bones, and Donan remarks,
"It feels worse here somehow. This must be the place."
Following a pair of rats down some stairs, our path is barred by ancient paladin protectors of the tomb. Ostensibly, they still work in the service of the light. However, it seems they've been twisted to serve hate in a mockery of their former allegiance in life. After putting down the leader of the Re-Risen, Donan then admits,
"I haven't fought much since I was a young man. I've lost the grit for it."
Seeing no glyph on the door to Sankakur's tomb, we opt to use brute force to bash it in tandem. In the center of the Black Tomb, we locate Sankakur's obsidian casket that, after all these years, still emanates hate and menace.
Whatever else is here, hatred persists, strong enough to attune the Soul Stone. Creation dan tenis beri dis tom hiklimon. Damn it! What's wrong with it?
The Herodrim, perplexed with his failed incantation, is aghast to see a manifestation of hate climb its way out of the tomb, enraged at our intrusion. With the foul fiend felled, we see Donan slumped over in check. Did it work?
Come on. Come on, you old fool. What's wrong with it? Why won't... Oh no. This is worse than I thought. It must have been damaged when you're in... Astaroth.
Do you know how to repair it?
We'll need rare materials, quicksilver to start, and tools, alchemical tools. There's a village near here. We'll see if they have what we need. Meet me there when you can.
Nestled atop a hilltop above the virulent Bloodpox Basin, we meet Donan, as instructed, in the nearby village of Wedgenhani, finding him probing the locals for ingredients to fix the damaged Soul Stone.
I'll say it once more. Whatever it is you're looking for, we don't have.
We then ask, is there a problem?
Town doesn't seem to have anything that we need.
We're a village in the middle of a swamp.
There must be something. I can feel the magic in this swamp, and where there is magic, there are users of magic.
If a witch is what you want, go to the tower then. Fire's lit, she's home.
Sounds as though we go to meet a witch of the swamp. Be on guard.
Locating the nearby rumored ruined tower, we cautiously open the large doors and discover a surprisingly familiar face.
Thaisa? You're the witch in the tower?
Horadrim, I thought you journeyed to the keep.
Yes, well...
Cutting to the point, we explain. Thaisa, we need your help repairing the Soul Stone.
And why would I help you?
Well, we all want Elias dead.
We do. But fixing the Soul Stone, that is about Lilith, and she does not concern me.
I don't need much, just Quicksilver and the tools you have there.
Such small asks rarely remain so. Surely you must know this. But you did help me survive Andaril's summoning. So, my tools are yours. You will have to go to Valtha for Quicksilver, though. Find her, and she will give you what you need.
Before searching for this Witch of the Wastes, we speak to our current allies, asking Donan, how do you feel about repairing the Soul Stone now?
The Haradrim have studied the Soul Stone for generations. I have studied it for more than 20 years. But there aren't enough books in Sanctuary to contain what we don't know about it. It will take a miracle. But that's what you expect from me, isn't it?
What do you think of Thaisa?
Well...
Yes, Haradrim. What do you think of me?
I've been... My life has kept me in Scott's Glen for many years now. I haven't met anyone like her, you, since before my son was born. Strange as it may sound, you remind me of what it was like to be young, to adventure.
To encounter danger?
To believe I can defeat it.
Look, I didn't say it before, but I'm sorry about Yoren.
Yes. Yes, I am too. If I had written to Lorith and stayed in Eldheim. If I raised Yoren to be a scholar rather than a soldier. It doesn't matter.
We then ask Thaisa, who exactly is this Valtha?
Sister in trade and service. But don't think that we are your witches from folktales. Valtha is no potion dealer. Tread lightly with her.
We were surprised to see you here. Why have you returned to Wedgenhani?
Because I have chosen to. You will make Elias mortal. I will be there to collect his debt.
Exiting the Witch's Tower, we begin our hunt deep in the cinder wastes to the east. Finding Valtha's hovel is infected with demonic taint as the ashen countryside is accompanied by roaming, burning dead. Disposing of the scorched skeletons, we see a body hanging out front of the hovel and hope it's not that of the witch. Scrounging around her empty abode, we see, outside of the main piles of bones, a nearby spellbook on a desk that reads, "The prophecy lives in my dreams. Sanctuary falls, and I along with it. But Elias says there is another path, Lilith. I feel a connection with her, deep in my bones. I know she is the answer." Cursing that we're too late, we see further proof of the crone's corruption in her manifesto stating, "What my sisters do not understand is that we have more in common with Lilith than that with her enemies. The tree may exist outside of the eternal conflict, but we don't. Our survival lies with the Mother of Sanctuary." Searching for the Quicksilver in her volatile cauldron, we instead find it simply reeks of demonic fire, sulfur ash, and blood. Leaving empty-handed, we're intercepted by the witch.
Do you have a habit of snooping around other people's homes?
Hands up in supplication, we explain. "Valtha, Thaisa sent me to get your help.
Thaisa has unknowingly sent you to your death. In the end, she will see the foolishness of her pursuit of Elias, and she will know that Lilith is our future.
We soon learn why she chose this fiery pit as her home. Without hesitation, the hag flings fireballs at us, making meteors rain from the very sky, extinguishing the witch's flame, she recalls.
Like in a dream.
And we pluck the purified quicksilver of her remains. Making haste back to the others as night falls, Donan then welcomes.
Ah, you're back. Place the purified quicksilver in that bowl on the table.
Before beginning the ceremony, we ask of Thaisa, how has Donan been?
Even more restless than before. He's lost a son, and inside his grief chips at him every moment he refuses to face it. And how was my sister?
Valther chose Lilith over your friendship. Elias convinced her to join him.
That can't be. She would have known not to trust Elias.
It wasn't Elias that seduced her, but Lilith. She found her ideals convincing.
Valther was my teacher. She guided me when I first began my service. This is...
Difficult to believe, I know. I've seen my allies throw their lot in with Lilith. People I thought were stronger than that. But that is why we must press on and mend the stone so no one else will fall to her lies. First off, the quicksilver. Mix some of it into the pot.
Hoping Donan is up for the task, we begin following his instructions.
Raise the flame. Turn the wheel twice. Or is it 3 times? Give it another turn. The sulfur. Grind it in the mortar. Shah shil you kilnim. Shah shil you kilnim. Shah shil you kilnim. No, it's not working. Ah!
Speak to me outside.
I told you. I told you. I'm not the man you want or need.
Thaisa then confides in us.
He is not up to the task.
What can we do?
I suspect he no longer trusts himself. We cannot erase all his doubt, but his most recent grief, his son, there is a way. He won't enjoy it, though.
Why help him? You could simply leave us to our fates.
Everyone needs a reminder every now and then that you can defeat danger. You only have to try. Haradrim, come here.
What? Why?
I want to take you somewhere. A place of old power in this swamp. I think it will do you some good.
With Donan's mind being made whole seemingly the key to the incantation, we do not pretend to fully understand Thaisa's intent, yet obediently accompany the two to the hungering swamps.
Why do we go to this place? There's nothing left for me to do. Can't you see that? Let me return.
Return? Return where? No, Haradrim. You will remain with us. There is still more to do.
Locating the entrance to the Hungering Swamp, we discover it is a ritual ground, and approaching a ramshackle hut in its center, the mage Donan perks up.
Light. Do you feel that? The swamp's magic is more potent here.
We then ask of Thaisa as she leans over her cauldron. Thaisa, what are we doing here?
Valtha brought me to this place when I was younger. Here, you can face your demons, whether they be fear or grief.
Who is... No. No, I've had enough of this.
And what will you do instead? Nothing in this swamp is free, Haradrim. Not even your magic. Whatever logic you think will win the day, you are mistaken. Where is your sense of adventure? Huh? Not buried in your youth, is it? Go outside and make an offering to the swamp. A ring, a necklace, something you hold dear. While you do, our friend here will collect 2 things, maggot ichor and yellow lotus.
This is foolish.
With Donan sulking as he saunters into the swamp, we inquire of Thaisa, will you make an offering too?
Not today, but a time will come when I must shed the unrest that plagues me.
Were you very close to Valtha?
Valtha forged me into the witch I am. I struggle with her death. I understand why she saw a future in Lilith. The mother of Sanctuary isn't so different from the witches of Hawazar. But I won't ever shirk my duty in bringing Elias to justice. That is the part of Valtha I will never understand.
Ambling into the menacing marshes, we cut a swath through all manner of wretched wildlife, including the humanoid swamp spawns to the northwest that guard the Yellow Lotus. And to the southwest, we discover the grubby lair of a maggot queen. Furious, we dispatched her brood like chaff before the wind. We then scoop up the maggoty queen's ichor, and are immediately glad it is Donan who has been tasked to drink the vile, bile-like brew. Returning to the ritual site, Thaisa instructs.
Good. Make haste. The Haradrim tires of waiting. Set the swamp's gift in the pot to brew a tea.
I simply think this is a waste of your time and mine.
Do you see the braziers? Light each of them. Then we will drink the tea and wait.
Lighting each of the fires, we can then begin the ritual.
Wait for what?
For the swamp to call out to your soul and draw what festers from you, like poison from a wound.
Oh no! They're coming!
Father, I will. Don't worry. Father.
Yorin? My son? How is it possible? My son. Please come back to me. Come back. I shouldn't have let you go. I should have said no. I should have kept you with me at all time.
Why did you let me go?
I don't know. The look on your face. You were ready.
You needed to go.
I did. And I do again.
Stop! Just...
Father, I'm ready.
Mephisto. What does that fiend want from me? Now of all times.
Finding ourselves in another twisted vision of the bloodied wolf, aka Mephisto, who greets.
Didn't I warn you? The Horadrim would only hold you back. Look at them. So consumed by their emotions that they forget what really matters. Lilith is the true threat, not Elias.
I know why you're so afraid of her.
My fate is tied to yours. If she devours me, Sanctuary is lost. But you still have a chance to stop her. What if I opened a portal for you out of this swamp? Let the Horadrim deal with Elias. He is their sin to bear. You and I can work together to stop Lilith.
I know who my real allies are. My friends. Take me back to them.
The day of reckoning will come, and your true friends will be revealed. Now, take the portal back to your allies.
Tired of Mephisto's games, we inform. The Horadrim aren't the only ones trying to stop Lilith, you know.
I wouldn't put your hope in Inarius, if that's who you mean. The angel was my prisoner. I have seen his true face. He and Lilith are not as different as you might think.
What do you mean Inarius and Lilith are not so different?
The angel was already filled with hate when he became my prisoner. All I did was refine his anger. When he escaped back to your world, he brought it with him.
Turning our back on the wolf to leave, he arrogantly muses.
If Lilith prevails, you'll only have yourself to blame.
Seeing through the wolf's bravado, it seems like the Lord of Hatred has just as much to lose as us, despite his monuments to his own grandeur. Exiting the portal, we find we're back at the ruined tower and find Thaisa and Donan querying, how is he?
I don't know yet. He wandered around for hours until the tea wore off. A long journey through the swamp is more rewarding than a short one. Yours was even longer, it seems. Did you face your inner demons, as the Horadrim did?
Yes. Hopefully for the last time.
We then discover Donan working furiously, and he declares with renewed vigor.
Let us begin. Mix the quicksilver in the pot. and the fire. Turn the wheel twice. No more, no less. Now grind the sulfur. Carefully. Mallet! Sulfur! Careful. Now stand back.
Is it done?
Was it so easy then?
You have no idea the toll of such a thing. No idea what one must face, overcome to perform this act of magic.
Perhaps not. But still...
Enough. It is done. Let us not tarry.
Yes. We have our task at Zakharum Keep. Let's finish this.